Hi, I'm Grace Maxwell. I'm a senior here at UM Western this year, and I've been tutoring for a couple years and got asked to do an interview. So I have my fiance here to help me do this interview, and he's just going to start asking me questions.
How have you been doing since the COVID-19 restrictions went into effect?
So I actually have been pretty busy. I'm working in the pharmacy, or well, kind of working in the pharmacy in Safeway right now. So I've been just as busy as I always have been. It's a little bit weird trying to do all of my classes online. I'm spending a lot of time at home, which my dogs are loving, but I would like to be getting outside a little bit more, and but I've been pretty good.
COVID-19 aside, how long ago did you decide what you wanted to do after graduation?
So I'm gonna go be a vet. Hopefully, I got into Washington State University for their DVM program here in February. I've wanted to do this since my freshman year of high school. Hadn't really planned exactly where I wanted to go, but started wanting to go to Washington State as of oh gosh, my sophomore year here.
What are you doing after graduation?
So directly after graduation, or at least a month or so afterwards, I'm getting married, and then we're moving up to Washington. My fiance and I bought a little trailer up in Moscow, Idaho, and it's like 8 miles from Pullman, so it'll be a really close little jaunt across to go to school.
Once you decided what you wanted to do, what were your very first steps towards making it happen?
So the whole vet application process is quite extensive. Once I decided that I wanted to become a vet my freshman year of high school, I started getting some clinical experience, working in vet clinics, shadowing in vet clinics. I'm trying to get as much animal experience as I possibly could. Once I got to my junior year of college, I filled out the application. It took me an entire summer. It's very lengthy, very extensive. You pretty much put everything down that you've ever done in your entire life onto this application, and you send it off to your schools. So I did that. I sent it off to 3 different schools that I wanted to go to. I actually ended up getting into all three, and I interviewed at two. The interview process, pretty much the school sends you an email saying, hey, we'd like to interview you, and you set up a date and time. And then I went up to Washington here in January to interview and managed to get one of the slots for the Idaho residents.
Would you please tell us how the process evolved?
So I kind of went over that already, luckily. But as far as the evolution of it, I had applied at the end of August. By the beginning of December or so, I had gotten the email from Washington State saying that I had gotten accepted for an interview. So I went up there on January 21st and interviewed, got to kind of check out the college, meet some people that I was going to be going to school with, or hopefully going to school with at that point. And then about a week later, I got a call saying that I was accepted, which was awesome. They told me it would take 3 to 6 weeks, but guess I was a good enough applicant that they just wanted me to know that I was in right away, which is awesome. So from here, I've started doing some actual like application into the school stuff. Been doing a lot of stuff online, just sending them or like getting my account set up and everything like that, getting an email set up, and then I will send them my final transcripts once classes have been out for a couple of weeks, and we'll be headed up there for orientation and the white coat ceremony at the begin or end of August.
Approximately how long did this planning take?
I've been planning to do this for a while now. Luckily, the whole COVID pandemic hasn't really affected much of my plans. I'm still going to be moving up there since we already bought the trailer house. It's kind of like we're moving regardless of what restrictions are in place or not. We're kind of starting that next step in our lives, no matter what happens. So, yeah.
Anything else you needed to do to make it happen?
Um, Anything else that I needed to do? Not so much. It has been a little bit interesting having these stay-at-home orders. I can't do as much like face-to-face contact to get things in line to get moved up there. We did manage to get a hold of the lady to buy that trailer face-to-face. So that was interesting with trying to keep social distancing and like that and everything in place. We did have to travel back to Idaho a couple times, and we tried to kind of keep to ourselves as much as possible.
When did you find out that it was going to happen?
So like I said before, I knew that I had gotten accepted into Washington State at the very beginning of February.
Has COVID-19 affected the plans you have made? If so, how?
It hasn't really affected the plans, but it has affected a little bit of the logistics. So with the whole like uncertainty of even if crowds are going to be able to gather by the time orientation comes around, Washington State has sent me an email saying that they are thinking about trying to do like social distancing orientation, which would be very interesting. They don't really want to do it online, and hopefully a social distancing white coat ceremony. And I guess we'll see what happens with that. If we have to do it online, we have to. I would really appreciate being able to do the white coat ceremony. That's one of the things that I've been looking for forward to for sure.
When do you start your adventure, and what part of your plans are you most excited about?
So we are moving at the beginning of July. The whole wedding and moving and then getting right into vet school in a month is very exciting. Getting to kind of make this new place my own and our own, and setting everything up, starting to try to make new friends even with social distancing, and get a new job in Pullman or Moscow, whatever happens, is very exciting. It's very exciting to be starting this new step. All right, so that is it. Glad to have shared that with all of you guys, and hope everybody does well in this upcoming school year.